Here is the first institution of tithing. In the scriptures, Genesis 14 tells us the story of St. Abraham the patriarch, who's had a victory on the battlefield. And this victory gave him material increase. A significant increase in his prosperity came from war. And so what does he do? He immediately goes to see the prophet, priest, and king, Saint Melchizedek. The type of Christ in the Old Testament is Melchizedek, king of Salem, who brings forth bread and wine, a metaphor for the Holy Eucharist, the body and blood of Christ. That is spiritual food. So there's a source of spiritual food. As soon as Abraham has received an increase, the scripture says he gives a tithe of all, a tenth of all, to Melchizedek. And let's read the passage. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. Now that's from the 14th chapter of Genesis, far before the law of Moses. We'll see this practice is instituted throughout the Holy Scriptures, not only in the Levitical era, not only with respect to the Mosaic covenant, not only with Abraham, not only in the New Testament, but throughout. This is simply the way that a righteous man lives. When you receive an increase, that's the old-fashioned word for income, is an increase. The first thing that you do, the first order of business, is you give a tenth or more of it to a source of spiritual food for you. And if you follow this custom of tithing, you may notice that the Lord blesses you abundantly, such that you can tell that He'd like you to be able to continue this practice. If you'd like to learn more about the spiritual principles that govern abundance and prosperity, such that your use of material wealth can work towards your eternal salvation, then you can look in the links below the video to learn more.